Winter gripped the dense forest on the outskirts of a war-torn village. Soviet soldiers advanced cautiously, snow crunching beneath their boots. Captain Mikhail Ivanov led the group, eyes scanning every shadow for movement. A tense unease hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. Rumors had reached them about a hidden camp, a place of unimaginable atrocities committed by retreating Nazi forces. None of the men could fully imagine what awaited them. The first signs appeared almost innocuously: a twisted fence, scorched earth, abandoned rifles. Ivanov signaled the men to slow their pace. Comrade Sergei Pavlov, a young private with a pale, haunted face, leaned close, whispering, "Captain, it smells like death." His voice quivered, mirroring the fear gnawing at everyone's core. As they pushed through the last line of trees, the camp unfolded before them. Collapsed tents sprawled like broken wings, personal belongings frozen in time. Letters, shoes, a child's toy, tiny remnants of lives torn apart, lay scattered across the frostbitten ground. The soldiers moved forward, boots crunching over the ice-hardened snow, hearts hammering in painful synchrony. Ivanov's gaze fell on a row of shallow pits. At first, he thought they were mere storage holes. Then horror struck. Faces, some small, some large, partially buried. Sergei stumbled backward, vomiting into the snow. The remaining men gripped their rifles as a heavy silence descended, broken only by the wind whispering through the ruined camp. "What? Who could do this?" muttered Lieutenant Dmitri Orlov, voice choking with disbelief. His hand trembled as he reached for a journal half buried in the snow. Flipping it open, the entries recounted the final days of a group of prisoners, a harrowing testament to cruelty, starvation, and despair. Each word dug deeper into the unbearable reality before them. Emotions collided: rage, disbelief, grief. Ivanov clenched his fists, knuckles white, as the men gathered around. Their military training felt useless in the face of such raw human suffering. The wind carried a faint echo, like ghostly whispers of those who had perished. In a far corner, the soldiers discovered a stack of crates stamped with German insignia. Inside, evidence of medical experiments, human remains preserved in jars, and documents detailing methodical torment awaited them. The group froze, unable to comprehend the mechanical cruelty meticulously recorded within the pages. As night fell, Ivanov ordered the men to set up a temporary perimeter. Flames from the campfire flickered across gaunt faces, eyes reflecting sorrow and suppressed fury. This was no longer a battlefield. It was a tomb, a grim reminder of the horrors war could unleash upon humanity. By the time they settled for the night, words were few. The forest, once only cold and silent, now seemed alive with memory, with accusation. Sleep was fitful, haunted by shadows, whispers, and the growing understanding that the world could harbor inconceivable evil. Dawn brought frost and an even heavier weight of reality. Ivanov walked among the remnants of the camp, snow crunching beneath each step. His mind replayed every detail: the toys scattered like cruel mockery, the journals stained with dirt and blood, the hollow eyes staring from shallow graves. Pavlov, still trembling, refused to handle the bodies but obeyed Ivanov's commands to help catalogue evidence. Each discovery was a knife twisting deeper into their collective conscience. Skeletal remains beneath tarps, half-eaten bread, tattered uniforms, remnants of lives abruptly and violently ended. They uncovered a small bunker buried under debris. Inside, crude maps and drawings illustrated the camp's function, prisoner routines, and locations of mass executions. The soldiers read in silence, absorbing the chilling precision of these atrocities. Denial had no place here. This was undeniable. A sudden noise shattered the quiet, cautious footsteps echoing from a distant tree-line. Tension spiked instantly. Weapons raised, hearts racing. They expected the enemy. Instead, a single figure emerged, a teenage boy, gaunt and ragged, eyes hollow yet burning with defiance. I was hiding," he whispered. They took everyone else." His voice cracked, and Ivanov signaled the men to lower their weapons. The boy became their guide, leading them through hidden trenches, storage huts, and makeshift holding cells. As they explored, fragments of stories emerged: families torn apart, prisoners forced to labor in freezing conditions, whispered acts of resistance. Ivanov felt profound sadness intertwined with respect. Even in despair, humans had fought to preserve dignity. By midday, word of the discovery began to spread through nearby units. A small contingent arrived to help document evidence and prepare bodies for proper burial. Yet the soldiers understood no record, no photograph, no journal could capture the full emotional devastation of standing amid such concentrated suffering. Evenings were worse. Around the fire, soldiers could not escape the images replaying in their minds: the pale faces of the dead, the boy's haunted eyes, grotesque medical implements left behind. Conversation dwindled, leaving silence thick with grief. Ivanov kept a journal of his own, writing not only facts but feelings, the sense of helplessness, moral outrage, and persistent sadness. He understood that this moment would be remembered not merely as a military operation, but as a testament to human cruelty and resilience. Winter deepened, snow piling across the camp. The soldiers continued their grim work, unearthing bodies, cataloguing evidence, and preparing for official military investigation. Ivanov moved like a ghost among the ruins, eyes red from exhaustion, heart heavy with responsibility. Pavlov grew quieter each day. The boy, whom they named Alexei, began to trust them enough to speak about survival, hiding in shadows, listening to the cries no one could answer. Every story seemed worse than the last, yet each was essential truth. In the camp center, Ivanov discovered a small, worn journal containing the personal thoughts of a female prisoner. Her words mixed despair and hope, detailing moments of kindness, courage, and defiance. Ivanov read passages aloud by the fire, the words resonating deeply with the men, connecting them to the lives lost. A storm approached, snow whipping violently across the camp. The soldiers took shelter in partially collapsed huts, tension high as the wind outside seemed to echo the screams and whispers of the dead. Small comforts, a cup of broth, a cigarette, a quiet word, reminded them of humanity amid overwhelming grief. Yet the toll was evident. Nightmares plagued the men. Some could not sleep. Ivanov witnessed the breakdown of soldiers who had faced front lines bravely, but were unprepared for raw, unfiltered horror. This was a different war, one fought against memory and conscience, not rifles and bullets. Amid this darkness, a small act of courage emerged. Pavlov, once paralyzed by fear, found strength to help Alexei identify hidden letters, documents, and personal items that could be returned to families. Ivanov recognized this as a turning point, the first glimmer of hope and purpose amid despair.